Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, everybody. It's Natalie, it's Hot Shot Adventures. So I have been deathly sick. Okay, maybe I'm being a little dramatic, but I did get really sick. I came back to Texas from a run from California and got some germs. I don't know, I picked up some germs in California. So whatever, so I came back sick, lost my voice. I was down for the count. I was still working. I was still dispatching everybody. I was still working on leasing on my most recent independent owner operator. Everybody, welcome Darren. Darren is up in the Midwest, and him and I have been working together for, I don't know, 2-3 months trying to get him to lease on. So last week was his first week. Today is Sunday. So I'm just getting back enough of my voice to where I feel comfortable recording. So forgive me if I'm a little crackly and kind of annoying. Marge Simpson's, I was sounding like Marge Simpson's aunts, the chain smokers. That's what I was sounding like. 20-year, I think Matt, one of my friends and customers, he was like, you sound like you got about a 2-pack a day habit. I was like, oh, thanks a lot. That's not cute, So I've given you guys a reprieve. I'm way behind on editing and uploading videos. I have a ton of raw footage that I have to go through, but before I go through the new stuff, I have to finish this power only recap. So that's what this is about, you guys. For those of you who are new to transportation or just looking into the business, stuff like that, and you're like, oh, I'll just get a truck and not buy a trailer and, run RVs, or, it's so simple. It's not that simple, you guys. It's a lot more entailed than that. Running power only can be profitable. Depending on how you do it. In my opinion, the reason why I recorded those 3 loads, right? I started with a tiny little boat from Oklahoma to California. That was like $1.50 a mile. And then I did the reason why I did power only that entire week was for that direct customer, their boat that only went like 500 miles, but I charged them $240 or $250 a mile. So that was the only good paying, in my opinion, rate per mile load, but of course it only went 500 miles or whatever it did. And then I ended up going from Utah, bouncing up to Idaho to pick up that, I think it was a 26-foot RV bumper pull, and brought that down to Texas with me, and I think that was about $1.40 or $1.50 a mile. So in my opinion, based upon what I know that I can do with purchasing a hotshot trailer, a standard regular 40-foot gooseneck trailer, even non-CDL are doing, I think, better than $1.50 a mile when it comes to, putting freight on a trailer that is owned by you instead of just picking up somebody else's trailer. So in my opinion, power only sucks. But again, take that with a grain of salt, because I was working off of the open market, the open load board. I found 2 of those loads off of Central Dispatch, and of course the other one was a direct customer. That's open market. It's a little bit different if you were to go and run under somebody else's authority, who that's all that they haul is trailers, right? Is power only trailers, whether it's boats or RVs or, whatever, flatbed trailer, whatever. That's all that they do. Namely, one of the biggest names that I can think of that comes to mind is Indiana Transport, of course. Now, there are some pros and cons to leasing on with Indiana Transport. I know people personally that have leased onto them and a couple of other, of the smaller name, but still big name RV hauler, MCs out there, carriers out there. It's just like what we do as hotshots with open trailers, right? You have to put in your time. You have to learn how it works at that company. You have to go through all of their crap. You have to put in your time in order to make it work and make it make sense for you financially. So there is a period of eat shit. You're gonna eat shit, and either you're gonna die or you're gonna make it. Those are the 2 options, and that's kind of the same whether you go power only or hotshot. Like, that doesn't matter. In the beginning, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be turkey sandwiches in the truck and an uncomfortable bed in the back seat or whatever. It's gonna be that way for a while, until you figure it out, until you find your rhythm, you find your customer base, you find your lanes, you figure out what works for you, right? So that's kind of how it is. I'll give you guys some pros and cons to what I learned, right? What I experienced through doing this power only stuff. Number 1, when you don't have your own trailer behind you, and I kind of touched on it in the last in the last videos that I recorded as I was going through these trips. If it's not your own trailer, you better be ready with your electrical stuff, with your spare lights, with your fuses, with your air compressor to air up tires, with your hopefully an electronic, tire pressure gauge, PSI gauge, right? You better also be ready with an impact and to change flat tires. You better be ready with an impact and a jack. Those RV haulers, they probably carry a floor jack. I just had a little bottle jack because, it's with the tires that I personally buy for my trailers, it's very rare for me to have a blowout. I think I've had two blowouts on trailer tires in my entire 5 years because it just doesn't happen for me. But when you're hauling somebody else's equipment, right? You don't know what kind of tires they bought. You don't know how old the tires are. You don't know, you don't know what kind of conditions you're going to be driving through. And that last one that I picked up from Idaho to Texas, I ran through every condition. I ran through every type of highway that I could run through, every type of weather that I could run through, except for, like I said, hurricanes and tornadoes. That was the only two things that I didn't get. I got dust storms, I got major wind, I got hail, I got rain, I got snow, I got, headwind, I got side wind, I got fog on that trip. And you kind of have to be prepared for that no matter what, especially this time of year as the weather changes from really cool to starting to get warmer. Yeah, you guys saw me struggle with that tire. I was really lucky, and I was telling Eddie and Jesse, oh, I feel great. I'm really lucky because I haven't had to change no tires, right? And they're like, knock on wood, Natalie, don't jinx yourself, and I was like, and I jinxed myself, right? I jinxed myself. So whatever. I tried my damnedest. Now since that tire, I have bought like almost a saw, almost just like a handsaw kind of thing. And I bought a way bigger knife and stuff like that. So hopefully I don't ever have to deal with that problem again. But you better be prepared, to work some magic, do a little bit of maintenance, mechanic type work. You better have a grease gun. You better have, whatever, grease caps, different sizes. That's the thing. Extra, you really, when you're working power only, you have to be almost prepared for more stuff than we have to be prepared for as hotshots, because I know my trailer, I know what I've done to my trailer, I know what maybe needs to be or what's coming up as far as maintenance needs to be done to it in the near future. And when you're hooking up to drop this one, pick up that one, drop this, you got to be prepared for anything and everything. Now, a couple of the questions that I got in the comments were, do they pay for that type of stuff? Now, if you have to purchase a tire because an RV or a trailer that you're pulling does not have a spare tire, I'm sure that it will be reimbursed. That has been my experience, right? It has also been my experience that when I need to limp a trailer to a shop, if work needs to be done to the trailer, that will also be reimbursed. But again, take that with a grain of salt because your time is not going 95% of the time, your time is going to be free. So that's why these RV haulers who have been doing it a while and they have learned, they carry the floor jacks, they carry all of that stuff so that they can take care of an issue when it arises. They can hopefully take care of it themselves and move on quickly. Because yeah, usually the cost of the equipment or to repair the equipment will be reimbursed, but your time sitting, that's usually free, unless you're dealing with a direct customer that you can get them to be a little bit fair with you and your time and understand, hey, I'm sitting here for 3 hours, I need to be reimbursed for that, unless you can get somebody like that. Usually these large RV, hauler, companies, they're not going to pay you for that. And that's another thing, I bounced around. I still had, in my opinion, that's a lot of Deadhead. In 1 week, I had 1,000 miles worth of Deadhead, okay? 1,000 miles. Now, of course, I put my ELD on personal conveyance between all of those, from when I went and dropped the one in Los Angeles and then I went and picked up the other one in Lake Havasu. That was like 300 miles. Yes, of course I PC'd over there. It was me and my pickup truck. I didn't have nothing behind me, So yeah, I did PC. Yes, it was nice and easy for my pickup truck to drive from LA to Havasu with no trailer behind it. But that was 7 hours of my time. That was 7 hours of my time that I wasn't getting paid for, that the fuel of the truck is not paid for, that with, especially at $1.40 a mile, hauling that little boat from Oklahoma to Los Angeles, that paid for those miles. That didn't pay for the extra 300 miles that I had to move to reposition my truck to the next place so that I could pick up the next trailer. Now I was running open market, so I was able to set myself up. Okay, drop this one in LA, pick up the next one 300 miles away in Havasu, drop that one by Salt Lake City, go bop from Salt Lake City north into southern Idaho to pick up the RV, which takes you to Texas, which was 5 hours from home, or 6, however many hours it was. So I got to bop myself, but I had a 300-mile deadhead to pick up the first one. I had a 300-mile deadhead to pick up the second one. And then I had like a 200-mile deadhead to pick up the third one. And then going home after I dropped off the third one, I had about another, 200 or 300-mile deadhead. So I had 1,000 miles of deadhead in 1 week, which for me, coming from being able to haul my own trailer, that's a lot of miles. That's a lot of miles for me. So take that into consideration as well. And also, if you are thinking about power only, know that if you're not going to run them off the open market like I did to show you guys, what I did that week, Indiana Transport and them other big companies, it is, I don't know, I've heard it's about 30% or less that you actually get a backhaul. Okay, so if you take one fifth wheel from Indiana or wherever, usually from Indiana, because the manufacturers are over there. If you pick one up from Indiana and take it all the way to Los Angeles, okay, 2,200 miles, you're deadheading back 75% or more of the time. So that fifth wheel better pay really, really well, because your MPG is also going to drop pretty sufficiently when you haul one of those really big RVs. It's not, I average 10 miles to the gallon with my trailer. Now, with that trailer with a fifth wheel, I would probably average 7. And if there's wind, I might average 5.5 to 6.5. So on 2,200 miles, on 500 miles, those numbers don't really matter so much. But on 2,200 miles, when you're hauling that thing 2,200 miles, it's a big difference whether you get 5 miles to the gallon or 7 miles to the gallon or more. That's what's cutting into your profit, because you already agreed to the rate. No matter if there's wind that's pushing you sideways for 800 miles, it doesn't matter. You're getting paid the same. So that's something to consider. And you have to consider that, okay, if I take this out to Los Angeles, 2,200 miles, and if I don't, you have to think about it like I'm not going to get a backhaul, right? I'm not going to get a backhaul. So whatever that RV pays, it better make sense going out and bringing you back. The only good thing, which I have heard, and guys say, oh yeah, but at least I'm coming back empty and I can PC and I can drive at my leisure and, and I can get back faster and my truck's not struggling and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but 2,200 miles to Deadhead back home, like that's damn near all the way across the country again. That's just kind of crazy, in my opinion, in my personal opinion. What a lot of guys will do, what I have seen a lot of guys do, is they have purchased wedge trailers, RV hauling trailers. Like the ship sheet trailers, and there's a lot of manufacturers that make them, where they have the winch, right, and they have the ball hitch right in the middle, so you can literally, it's a 40-foot or 50-foot trailer, and you can literally winch up multiple smaller enclosed, little enclosed trailers or whatever they are, like the gardeners use to, little 15-foot trailer or whatever. They can haul 3 of those at a time. Now that makes better financial sense, and it's also safer for the carrier, because now the carrier, yes, you spent money, right? You spent money to purchase that trailer, and it will be a pretty penny. Yes, it will. You can, if you've got cash is still always king. There's people always getting out of the business, getting into the business. You can find some good deals on you can find some good deals on trailers if you have cash to pay for them. But if you're going to buy a brand new trailer like that, on financing, to get it financed on payments, it's going to cost you a pretty penny. But I like that idea better, because you don't have to deal with any blowouts, right? You don't have to deal with any blowouts, and you're just literally hauling those trailers on your trailer, and it's the correct type of trailer to haul specifically those things, right? Specifically those RVs. And pretty much they can haul pretty much any kind of trailer on there, so long as it's not too tall, right? So long as it's not over 10 feet tall. And that includes anything except for the really big fifth wheels or the really big goosenecks that are out there. If I was to ever dabble in power only, that would probably be the way to do it, so that I could maintain and inspect and take care of my trailer as I do now, right? It would just be a different type of trailer, but I would want to probably do it that way. And then you don't need help. You don't need any help on anybody to help you load it. You don't need help. You know, you don't have to be stuck on the side of the road trying to, you know, change a tire like I was for that tire thing delayed me probably 4 hours, you know, 4 hours. And there was no reimbursement for me for any additional compensation for the headache and the heartache that it caused me and the delays that it caused me. There was no reimbursement for that. I just wanted to share with you guys, you know, how I feel about it, what I think about it. If you're looking into getting into this, really, if you're looking to lease onto a company, really ask a ton of questions. There's, you know, get on YouTube, ask questions, go to their yard if possible, talk to their other drivers. You know, I gave Darren all my other drivers' phone numbers. I was like, look, if I never answer and you need something, if I don't answer and you need something right now, call Jesse or call Eddie or call whoever, call Jason, you know, call the rest of the team, because I'll always call you back. But if it's something that you need an answer to right away, they might be able to help you, you know. So, you know, go down to their yard, talk to some other drivers. Are you guys happy? Hey, would you mind showing me a settlement? Can I see all of the little things that they deduct? Because all these big carriers, they're going to deduct and deduct and deduct. And they don't tell you about this stuff. It's in the contract if you actually take the time to read it before you sign it. But people are usually under the gun, you know, a day late and $1 short, and they just want to sign the contract so that they can get their, you know, placards and their plates and they can get up on the road because they think they need to make money so fast. So they're just ready to sign a contract so quick. Take time to actually read that contract and see what all the deductions are, because there's a lot of things that they don't tell you about, you know, they don't explain, or they will tell you over the phone, oh yeah, we do back calls, we do back. Oh, but you're not going to get a back call for at least the first 6 months. And then after 6 months, if you're still around, we'll put you in the hat, in the pool of rotation, you know, people who get back calls. It's like any industry, you know, really think about it, really do your research. That's why I went independent, and I'm still so pro independent, but they're making it harder. And this is another video that I'm going to have to go through with you guys, is insurance. They're making it harder and harder and harder for people to actually go independent and hopefully be successful after their first 2 years. You know, I am so beyond grateful, you know, beyond grateful that I started when I started. I had the support that I had when I started, and I had good people that helped me out along the way. And now it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder to go independent. So I understand for those of you who have reached out to me and asked me, you know, if I will lease you on or if I will help you. I am pretty much, I'm like at my, I can't, you know, I work myself into the ground, and everybody on my team works really hard, and I work really well with everybody that I have right now. And I do not want to outsource, right? The people that I have on my team come to me because they believe in me and they want to work with me. So I don't want to outsource a dispatcher. I don't want to outsource somebody to do my accounting, to do my invoice reconciliation. I don't want to do that. So I am still doing it all, and I can only do so much of it for so many people, you know. So at this point, I am maxed out. If there becomes a spot of it, y'all are welcome to. Y'all are welcome to continue to reach out to me, and I will let you guys know individually how things are going, you know, if a spot comes open or whatever. But I can only do so much, and I can only work with so many people at once. And that's just the truth of it. I wish I had a machine to replicate and duplicate me, because I mean, even if it was a robot, right? Even if it was a robot Natalie and you knew it wasn't the original Natalie, like I could put her to do invoices. That would be great, okay? But I can't. I wish Elon Musk would get his shit together so he could, you know, duplicate me, and so I could just, that Natalie would never have to sleep and could just work forever and ever and ever and would never get sick. But until that happens, I'll talk to him, you guys. Don't worry. I'll talk to Elon. Okay, we'll try and figure something out. Let's get Robot Natalie 2.0 up and running. But until then, I can only do so much as I can do. Okay, you guys? So thank you so much for watching. And now all the other videos will start rolling out. But again, everybody welcome Darren. Darren, thank you for coming aboard and being a part of my craziness. And he's got a beautiful wife and 2 beautiful daughters at home. And I really hope that we can all make each other successful, right? Eddie and Jesse are still doing great. My Jason is a phenomenal rock star, freaking powerhouse, amazing guy, like the perfect, that's what I should do a video too, you guys. If anybody was like the perfect storm, like the perfect candidate to be a hotshot owner operator, that would be Jason, and the way that he runs. Truly, it just amazes me. The way he's got it down to a T, to a science, you know, and he's a really good candidate. I'm really grateful that he's on my team as well. So I might do a video with him, because he's a prime perfect example of the perfect situation of what type of person can be successful doing hot shots. So, but anyways, you guys, more videos to come. You guys be safe, take care, and get up on the road and be safe, you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.